In today's video, I'm going to be rebuilding the Carolina Panthers, but without Bryce Young. Now, before anyone gets the wrong idea, I still believe in Bryce Young. He hasn't even had a full 2 years to play. We've seen it before in the past where Baker Mayfield was on the Panthers. People counted him out. He's doing well in Tampa Bay now. And then same thing with Sam Darnold. They counted him out on the Panthers. I definitely did. I did the same thing with Baker. And then he's performing well in the Vikings now. You don't know if that's going to last too long. But Bryce Young here, a lot of critics are saying he's a bust after Andy Dalton completely wiped the floor with the Raiders defense. So with that being said, a lot of critics are saying that Bryce Young is a bust here for the Carolina Panthers, and it's one of the worst trades in history. Again, I don't necessarily agree with it. I still think there's time for him to maybe be a solid quarterback. I don't think he's ever going to play up to maybe what CJ Stroud could be playing with the Texans. I know there's going to be a bunch of excuses. The offensive line, the weapons, this, that, and the other. All those excuses didn't apply to Andy Dalton versus the Raiders. A lot of critics say, again, that he's a bust. I would just be trading him and seeing how the Panthers do without Bryce Young. Also, I think it's crazy that after 1 year, EA decided to give this man normal development. He was the #1 overall pick, and they're just like, yeah, no. Even with how terrible his team was last year, his team definitely significantly improved. His offense did this year, but the Panthers are a poverty franchise, and I will be trading away Bryce Young. And funny enough, I kind of want to trade him to the Raiders, but also the Vikings only have a 71 overall quarterback. I want to put him in a role where he's starting, but he's only a 70 overall, and I don't think there's any QB that's necessarily lower than him. Actually, he's on the Giants, but it's like I want him to succeed somewhere rather than just be in poverty. And the Raiders do have an amazing wide receiver with Devontae Adams, so I think I'm going to try and trade him away for a second-round pick. Would this be possible? Wow. Bryce Young's value is not even worth a second-round pick. That's outrageous. Not even worth a next year's second-round pick. And I'm trying to get trade packages for him. Nobody wants Bryce Young. I'm currently in the preseason. I'm going to try and see if Bryce Young can get a little bit of preseason XP, and then I'm going to try and trade him away. Bryce Young's overall did go from a 70 to a 71. Let's see if this works. And that goes through Bryce Young and a 5th-round pick for the Cleveland Browns at next year's 2026 second-round pick. So maybe he could stand in for Deshaun Watson. We don't know, but Bryce Young is off to the Browns. He has Amari Cooper. He has a bunch of weapons, a great offensive line, Nick Chubb to help him. So we'll check up on him and his career as we go throughout this video. But going through the actual lineup now, Jonathan Brooks, immediately moving him to the 1. Andy Dalton is going to be the starter for now. I'm going to keep the playbooks as the Panthers playbooks just for year number 1. And then I'm going to move Xavier Legette already to wide receiver 1 just because of his youth. Want him there. Tommy Tremble. O-line on paper doesn't look too bad, and honestly last week versus the Raiders it didn't look too bad. A lot of people are saying it's because Bryce Young holds onto the ball too long or he runs into pressure, because Andy Dalton really didn't seem to do too bad versus the Raiders with how good the Raiders defense is as well. Defensively though, this D-line is atrocious. Derek Brown is out on ACL tear, so I will actually move him down on that depth chart. And then Trayvon Wallace, I'm going to move him to the right outside linebacker. And then I moved Clowney down to defensive end, and then I moved Derek Brown back up, so I need to move that. But everything else here looks good. J.C. Horn, extremely underrated. It's surprising that EA didn't make this guy like an 88 overall superstar development, but an 86 overall really isn't bad, but only star development seems criminal to me. But this is what we got going on for the team. Jadeveon Clowney, very underrated, especially at this point in his career. I understand that he was the #1 overall pick at one point, but he really wasn't worth it at that time. And then Jonathan Brooks, I'm going to move to the #1 here. Don't really want Miles Sanders. Jonathan Mingo, I'm going to put in the slot. And then Trayvon Wallace, I'm going to move up so that way he can get more rep time. Everything else looks good here. Don't expect us to do good in year #1. I'm going to pick a new quarterback. We are surprisingly 3-4 at the midseason mark with Andy Dalton at the helm. I mean, considering how he played against the Raiders, I guess it's not that surprising. And for the Scouting National Focus, I'm going to keep it on QB, and that is the strength of the class as well. And of course, I mention it in almost every video. I always do auto-generated QBs because you see all these other YouTubers import their own class, then they memorize the class, they memorize the development traits, they memorize which players are good and bad in general. And I just think that's cheating, and I also think it's way too early to predict who is going to be good and who is going to be bad until the actual end of the season. Sure, you can predict 1 or 2 players are guaranteed to go high, like Travis Hunter, but out of nowhere you see players like Joe Burrow out of nowhere shot up to the #1 overall pick, and then you see players like Sam Howell projected to be a first-round pick. He went all the way down to the 5th round. You don't know until it happens. So as always, I do all draft classes, but for the re-signings, Deontay Johnson, he doesn't want to be here. at all. He wants the team to have a franchise QB. That's not going to change by the end of the year, but I do want to give him some sort of contract. It's going to be a 2-year contract and overpay for him, and he doesn't want to re-sign on that. And then Jordan Fuller, he's 26 years old. I mean, he has star development, but I don't know. Maybe let's just do 4 years. Even if he doesn't work out, he'll be good depth. Anyone else here? Shaq Thompson, I don't really want. Austin Corbett, really don't want. And then all these other guys, all these other extras, not really that interested in. So for now, I think I might move into the next season. Andy Dalton can walk if he wants to. And then Ike Mekwonu, I'll probably accept his 5th-year option. And we finish 7-10 here. Surprisingly, not the bottom of the division. The Baker Mayfield Buccaneers go 3-14. Stats and awards, Andy Dalton did terrible. 27th best offense, defensively 18th. And then Andy Dalton, 17 interceptions, 81 pass rating, 25 touchdowns, 3,700 yards. I mean, really, realistically, for a 72 overall quarterback, not bad, I would say. Jonathan Brooks, only 3.7 per carry, 9 touchdowns, but no fumbles is nice. Xavier Legette, 1,000-yard season for the rookie, 6 touchdowns. Jonathan Mingo, 7 touchdowns, 900 yards. Deontay Johnson, 800 yards, 6 touchdowns. Defensively, Shaq Thompson, 120 tackles for a loss, 11 for Shaq Thompson, 13 for A'Shawn Robinson, and 11 for Derek Brown. I wanted him not to start, but I guess the AI forced it anyways. All right. Then Jadeveon Clowney with 18.5 sacks is nuts, especially at his age, but 7 sacks for Derek Brown, which shouldn't have happened. 5 interceptions for Shaq Thompson. He's having a great season, but he doesn't want to stay with the team. And then there's no defensive touchdowns and no safeties. And the Cowboys and the Chiefs in every Super Bowl simulation, but the Chiefs win this time. Patrick Mahomes wins the Super Bowl MVP and the league MVP and the Offensive Player of the Year. Sharing is not caring for Mahomes, and then there's no awards here for the Carolina Panthers. In the NFC South, Jamal Williams, Demario Davis, Cam Jordan, Troy Hill, and Ryan Tannehill and the Buccaneers all retire. For the team upgrades, Andy Dalton has dropped to a 67 overall without the morale thingy, and then Xavier Legette, no superstar dev after having a 1,000-yard season as a rookie, is surprising. Jonathan Brooks only comes with star development as well. And then Jadeveon Clowney, after having 17.5 sacks, he goes to star development. Trayvon Wallace comes with star development. We're going to need some major upgrades in this offseason. And for the players ready to negotiate, Ike Mekwonu suddenly doesn't want to be here. And why is that? He wants to have a different scheme fit. All of a sudden, he liked it midseason. Now, all of a sudden, he doesn't like it. He wants something else. All right, so maybe I'll change that in the next season. But I'm not going to sign him because I'd rather just pay him, considering he has a low overall. Deontay Johnson, I would like him back. Can I pay him even more money just for these next 2 seasons? Like $18 million a year? Good. 2 seasons, overpay. Don't really care. I want him on the team just for 2 years. Shaq Thompson doesn't really want to be here. All these other extras I'm not really interested in, so they can all walk. But for now, we only have $24 million to spend in free agency. Really? That's it? Let's see what we have, though. You've got to be kidding me, dude. I went after Javon Holland, had the highest interest, most money, gave him a 5-year contract. He says no and goes to the Cardinals, where they already have Budda Baker, dude. Like, come on. I can't get anything. I literally, like, all the players that are interested in me, I just don't want. Nobody wants to come to my team. I don't want you, Chuba Hubbard. I don't want you, Elijah Mitchell. I can't have anything. Panthers can never have anything. I'm sure Panthers fans are in shambles right now. And we get pick number 7 in the draft. Is it worth moving up? QB is not the top of the board. The wide receiver is Troy Dawson here, 6'2" out of USF. Dude looks great. Elite jumping, elite strength, good speed. Oh my gosh. This dude looks legendary. This dude looks so good. Troy Dawson. Oh my gosh. The Cardinals are going to get him and Marvin Harrison. He's going to be nuts. And the Cardinals seriously pass on the receiver for a defensive tackle. And the Buccaneers are going to get their next Mike Evans. You got to be kidding me, dude. Raiders take the first QB off the board. And it's going to be Wilkerson. Didn't even bother to look at him. But for our other projections, we have Roberts, who's a 3rd to 4th rounder. So this is the only guy I have left. Ooh, hold up. The scrambler. Gabriel Beckham, 1st-round talent out of UCLA. Oh my gosh, athletically, he's a monster. Oh my gosh, he looks so good. Gabriel Beckham, my gosh, what does this guy have? Let's give him a chance. Corey Smith out of Nebraska, you already know he's going to be a baller. Elite strength, elite throw power. C awareness is not something I like, but he still doesn't look bad. I think I'm just going to simulate to my pick and probably take Beckham. So now we're at my pick, and the other 2 quarterbacks haven't been selected yet. I'm going to reach on Beckham. I could trade down here Actually, I think I might do that. I think I'm actually going to finesse this. All right, so now I'm swapping pick number 7 with pick number 18 for the Texans, and I'm also trading away my 4th and my 6th, and I'm also getting the Texans next year's first. And with my pick, the Texans are going to select a left outside linebacker in Terry Watson. And the QB, Corey Smith and Elijah Roberts go off the board, but Beckham is still on the board, and we're going to end up getting 2 first-round picks, finessing this QB right here. Beckham, Gabriel Beckham, looks like an absolute baller, athletic freak here, runs a 4.48 40-yard dash, A's across the board. Gabriel Beckham here, A+ pick, ranked at number 7. We got him at 16. Hidden development, 93 throw power, 90 speed, 89 acceleration. White boy can run here at a UCLA. Only 5'11", 207. I'm sure the Panthers have had great experience in the past with having guys under 6 foot and being lightweight for a quarterback. But hey, Gabriel Beckham is not Bryce Young. Sheldon Wolf out of Notre Dame. Doesn't look crazy, but he's 6'3", physical, 231. Great jumping, great change of direction, great strength, not very fast, be catching traffic, be medium route. I'll pull the trigger on him. I got to replace Adam Thielen at some point, B+ pick. He's ranked 91. I picked him at 46. Normal development is unfortunate, but I am going to start him over Adam Thielen. And then in the 5th round, getting a defensive tackle with 97 strength. If you guys want the key to getting easy defensive tackles with hidden development traits, just look for the strength. Super easy 5th round pick. Skills, nothing crazy, but it's definitely great for a 5th round pick. After the draft, Gabriel Beckham is a 77 overall. You love to see it. Sheldon Wolf is a 72. Dylan Huggins here, I got in the 3rd round, normal development center to replace Austin Corbett. 74 is great, but again, normal development sucks. Then Vincent here, 72 overall, 5th round pick, worth these other 2 guys I didn't pick. And now we're going to be re-signing Andy Dalton just for the mentor tag. Now, this is the team after the draft. I think I'm just going to cut Adam Thielen. I really don't need him for anything. He's 35, and sure, I'll take a $2 million penalty. I'd rather just have Sheldon Wolf be on my depth chart and not have to worry about the AI constantly moving things around. So Sheldon Wolf is going to be my 6'3" wide receiver 3, or he's going to be a slot for us. We've got Hayden Hurst back on the team. Isn't he on the Chargers right now in real life? Probably. Huggins is a 74, then Beckham, hopefully he could be an absolute bother for us. Our next Odell Beckham that plays quarterback. And then defensively, Vincent here is going to pair with Derek Brown, of course. I need another edge rusher to pair with Jadeveon Clowney. Jadeveon Clowney probably won't last long either. And I also need another defensive back and a strong safety. I got a lot of holes on this team. But for now, let's just move into the midseason mark. And I guess Trayvon Wallace is going to come off the edge for us. I don't know if I really like that. 241, run stopper. He's mainly pass coverage. I don't really think I'm going to do that instead. We are currently 1-5 at the midseason mark, bottom of the division, but somehow not bottom in the conference, as the Vikings are 1-6 and the Rams are 0-7. Scouting national focus, I'm going to do defensive back. Actually, I'm going to do outside linebacker and try to get a new edge rusher. And for the players ready to negotiate, J.C. Horn, he does semi want to be here, so I'm going to give him a player-friendly deal, $12 million a year for 5 years. He resigns. Ika Mekwonu, I changed the scheme. He doesn't like multiple zone run. I don't care. He's my franchise left tackle. I'm paying him $20 million a year. Taylor Moton, I do want back. Not long term though, because he will be regressing. 1 year, $27 million, and he says no to that is crazy. And then this guy, Jadeveon Clowney, just doesn't want to be here. I like Jadeveon Clowney. I want him back, but he just doesn't want to be here. It depends how he performs, and that will determine how much I go after him. Andy Dalton, I'll give him another 1-year contract, so that way he stays as the mentor for the next year, and then my QB doesn't have to go through multiple mentors. That obviously doesn't matter that much in real life, well, in Madden, but in real life it does. And we finished 7-10 back-to-back years. This time we're second in the division, so our division just got worse. For the stats and awards, Beckham, a lot better than Dalton. Top 10 in passing touchdowns, 24th passer rating, 13th offense, 18th defense here. 19 interceptions is a problem, but this is typically what happens whenever you have a low overall quarterback, 92 pass rating. You can typically work this out. The Dallas playbook does throw a lot of interceptions, but still, Beckham will be the guy for the future, wearing number 11 for the team. Also, want to check up on Bryce Young, who didn't really get anything last year. Kenny Pickett is the new starting quarterback for the Browns, as they're still paying Deshaun Watson $60 million a year, and Bryce Young is just, wow, he is a 4th string backup. That is unfortunate. Rushing wise, Jonathan Brooks, only 220 attempts, but 4.8 per carry, 11 touchdowns, 1 fumble, and 1,000 yards in his second year is great. Xavier Legette, another 1,000-yard season, 7 touchdowns. Sheldon Wolf in the slot, 11 touchdowns, almost 1,000 yards in his rookie season. That better be star development. Deontay Johnson, 5 touchdowns, 800 yards. Hayden Hurst, almost 800 yards and 8 touchdowns. Defensively, Trayvon Wallace with 96 tackles and 9 tackles for a loss, 15 tackles tackles for a loss for Derek Brown, 13 for Jadeveon Clowney. Jadeveon Clowney with 10.5 sacks, Derek Brown with 7 interceptions, 4 for Josie Jewell, and 4 for J.C. Horn. And then safeties on the team, 0 defensive touchdowns is 1 for Jordan Fuller. And the Eagles beat the Colts in the Super Bowl. Jalen Hurts wins the Super Bowl MVP. Patrick Mahomes wins back-to-back league MVPs. Josh Downs gets Offensive Player of the Year. And then Sheldon Wolf gets Rookie of the Year over Gabriel Beckham, probably because of the 19 interceptions, most definitely, really. In the NFC South, Andy Dalton retires after he just signed a contract, and so does Bobby Wagner and Levante David. For the team upgrades, Beckham only comes with star development. That's fine with me. Wolf goes from normal to star development. I was really hoping he would get superstar development. Huggins stays at a normal development, of course, and then Hayden Hurst, he goes to star development as well, but that doesn't really matter. Defensively, Jordan Fuller gets star development. Vincent here has star development. Knight goes to star development. I don't really know who this guy is. Quintores Knight. I don't really need him. He's only 65 overall. But we are only an 81 overall team. I need a secondary defensive back here as J.C. Horn is carrying the team in that department. Also need a middle linebacker and another edge rusher. We have a lot of holes here to plug. For the players ready to negotiate, Taylor Moton, I'm going to give you the exact same offer, dude. Really, you don't want $27 million for a year to be on the Panthers? Come on. Jadeveon Clowney, I do want him back. Player-friendly deal. You get $20 million for 1 year, and he says no to that. What if I just say F you and make 27 for that 1 year and he wants 29? I might just do that for Jadeveon Clowney because I really don't need anything else. Honestly, he gave me 10.5 sacks. I need an edge rusher. I'm going to pay him $27 million just for 1 year. Brock Purdy is here. Brandon Aubrey, a kicker, being the second highest free agent means this class is weak. I might just, I'll sign Kendall Fuller just for 1 year. Just to help out. Oh my gosh, everyone wants him. After free agency, I just got 3 defensive backs here. Kendall Fuller on a 1-year deal, Martin Emerson on a long-term 6-year deal, then Christian Benford as the DB3, or he's going to play in the slot. After this year, I don't need Kendall Fuller, but I've completely fixed my defensive back problem here. Martin Emerson and Benford will progress while Kendall Fuller will regress. That's why I only gave him a 1-year contract. I offered on Adafe Owe here, Jason Owe, however you want to say it. I think he goes by Jason Owe in real life, but he goes to the Chargers. That's unfortunate. I also offered on a few other guys here. I don't necessarily know where they are, but either way, these are the signings we got for the offseason. And in the draft, we get pick number 20 and pick number 9. And wow, a top 5 edge rusher has fallen to us at pick number 9. Jeremiah Green, really good across the board. A stamina, B's there. I mean, speed rusher, 260 out of Tennessee. My only problem is guys that typically fall out of the top 5 in their top 5 projection really are just a normal development. But since he's at 9, he looks really good athletically. I'm going to pull the trigger anyways and hope his development goes up if he only has normal development. His true value is 10. We picked him at 9, B pick, and he has hidden development. W pick. We'll start him immediately at left end. And then a right tackle after losing Taylor Moton. 6'6", 306 out of Florida State here. Good speed, only decent strength, kind of worries me. But he has the A's across the board. He's a pass block archetype. I'm going to pull the trigger anyways. This guy better not be normal development after picking him in the first round. Hidden development, that's exactly what we want to see. Not very strong, but he will replace Taylor Moton, and I don't have to pay him $27 million. And then this tight end here, Jamie Pagan out of Ohio State, 6'3", 250, A catching traffic, A catching, A deep route, elite speed, great acceleration, elite agility here. A's across the board. I got to pull the trigger on this guy. He looks sick. B- pick, hidden development. We are balling in this draft right now. Also, out of Ohio State, wasn't that my first pick? No, my first pick was out of Tennessee, I believe. And we also get another second-round pick from Bryce Young and the Browns. Look at all these QBs on the board, dude. 3 of them just still have not left the board. I need to pick one. I'm going to pick Jesse Owens here out of Arizona State. Elite throw power. No, I'm kidding. He honestly doesn't look bad, though. I do need a strong safety, run support guy here. Brandon O'Neal, 6'2", 217 out of Tennessee. His teammate, elite strength, marginal speed, marginal acceleration, A hit power. His skills look really good, and I think I'm going to pull the trigger on this too. Yes, I know his speed doesn't look good, but elite strength, A hit power, A tackle. Brandon O'Neal, the teammate out of Tennessee, is a B- pick. Hidden development. I am nailing this draft. Field general archetype middle linebacker Gil Greenberry. What a name, out of Florida State. Another teammate here. Poor strength, great speed, good acceleration. The poor strength throws me off, but A, awareness. He's going to be a high overall. B, zone coverage. B, play rec. B, block shedding. I'm going to pull the trigger on this anyways. Early third round pick, B plus pick, 64 is his true value, and hidden development, nailing this draft. I will continue to glaze myself out of Florida State. We got the teammate of the right tackle. Absolutely smashing this draft. 4 hidden developments in a row, or is that 5 with Gilberry? That's 5 in a row. 75 overall for Jeremiah Green, 74, 74, 73. Got this guy at the later rounds. I picked all these guys, even the punter. He's only a 67, but it's whatever. Nailed the first 5 picks in a row. And for the QB, going to be signing Geno Smith just as a mentor. And Brandon Aubrey never got signed. He's an 87 overall kicker. I'll definitely take that. And also Logan Cook, he's an 81 overall punter. I'll take this as well. Never mind, the AI cut Logan Cook, which is extremely frustrating. So I'm getting Matthew Hayball from the Saints. Now we have an 84 overall team after the draft. The O-line looks really solid here. Wolf is going to be the number 2. Leggett is going to move back to the number 1. Everything looks great. Geno Smith, of course, as the mentor. Defensively, going to move Green down to left end. And Gil Greenberry is going to be the starter for the middle linebacker position. O'Neal is going to be the starter at strong safety, of course. Everything looks a lot better here. Love to see it. Specialist-wise, anything else that I want to change? Green and then Greenberry. We're going to move up. Again, everything looks great. You love to see it. Let's move down. Trayvon Wallace, I don't really want him rushing off the edge. 83 overall team. Let's see what we can do in year number 3. Has a lot of upside for this team. 2 and 4 at the midseason mark. Better than last year, but we're bottom of the division. Scouting national focus. I think I'm just going to leave it on outside linebacker so that way I can get some more coverage linebackers. For the players ready to negotiate, Deontay Johnson can walk Jamie Robinson. I honestly don't know who that is. Should I re-sign him? I mean, it's that cheap of a contract, even if he doesn't want to be here. And we'll re-sign him anyways, just that way we can have him as depth. Kendall Fuller can walk. Jonathan Mingo can walk. Jadeveon Clowney depends how he plays. Everyone else here, just really not interested in. Brandon Aubrey and my punter don't want to be here either. I'll probably accept the option for Xavier Leggett, who really hasn't progressed as much as I've wanted him to. 7 and 10, again, it looks like we can't ever escape this 7 and 10 record as we are 3rd in the division. For the stats and awards, better this year from Gabriel Beckham, but 10th best offense in the NFL, 22nd defense. Come on, how did it get worse? My defense got definitely better this year. Gabriel Beckham, 21 interceptions, 95 pass rating, 33 touchdowns, 4,200 yards. He needs to lock in for year number 4. Jonathan Brooks, 2 fumbles, 10 touchdowns, 4.5 per carry, 1,000 yards. And then Sheldon Wolf with 1,100 yards, 13 touchdowns. That's superstar development there for sure. And then Xavier Leggett, 8 touchdowns, another 1,000-yard season. Deontay Johnson, almost 1,000 yards, 6 touchdowns. And then Jamie Pagan here with 4 touchdowns, 600 yards as the rookie tight end. Brandon O'Neal here with 102 tackles, 1 tackle for a loss, 2 interceptions in his rookie season as the strong safety. And then Gil Greenberry with 102 tackles, 4 tackles for a loss, 2.5 sacks. They both had great rookie years. Tackles for a loss, 12 for Jadeveon Clowney, 12 for Derek Brown, 9 for Jeremiah Green. Sacks, 14 for Jadeveon Clowney. I might just tag him again. And then Derek Brown with 10 sacks, 6.5 for Jeremiah Green. Solid rookie season for Jeremiah Green. Interceptions, 2 for J.C. Horn, 2 for Brandon O'Neal. Safeties on the team, 0. Defensive touchdowns is 0. And Bryce Young starts for the Cleveland Browns. And wow, he has 30 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, 101 pass rating, 3,500 yards. I mean, it's not number 1 pick good, but it's much better than he was doing on the Panthers. He has Jerry Jeudy, Kadarius Toney, and Kendrick Hardy here. So his receivers aren't really good anymore, other than really maybe solid Jerry Jeudy and then good David Njoku. But Njoku's probably like, what, 32 now? But still, Bryce Young is at least doing something now. In the NFC South, Michael Pierce, Storm Norton, I don't know who that is. Matthew Judon and Kirk Cousins all retire. And the Niners finally beat the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, whipping them up 42-24. J.R. McClain, the 49ers' new franchise QB, casually going from one to the next with Joe Montana, Steve Young, and then you have the GOAT Brock Purdy, the GOAT Jimmy G, and now you got J.R. McClain. Joe Burrow wins the league MVP. Jalen Hurts wins the Offensive Player of the Year. J.R. McClain, Rookie of the Year. He becomes the first ever starting rookie quarterback to win a Super Bowl, and he does it against the Chiefs, breaking the Niners curse. For the team upgrades, Sheldon Wolf, he's getting superstar dev. If you want to cry in the comments, you can. 13 touchdowns, 1,100 yards is an amazing year for a year number 2 player. I think it's realistic to do this, so I'm going to give him superstar development. I know some people may not like it, but who cares? It's my video. The video's already posted. It's not like you can undo it, man. But my right tackle has star development. Pagan comes with superstar development. You love to see it. Defensively, Green only has star development. O'Neal has star development. Did he come with it or did he earn it? It seems like he earned it. I don't see any superstar development upgrade. W pick. And then Greenberry with star development. I'm surprised none of these guys with Green, Greenberry, and O'Neal didn't get defensive rookie of the year. But still, we have an 85 overall team. Definitely solid healer. I want to keep Clowney for another year and see how he does. For the players ready to negotiate, I'll accept the option for Xavier Legette. Deontay Johnson wants to stay here another year. I'll do 1 year. If he accepts it, he accepts it. And he does accept that. I'll keep him. Why not? Kendall Fuller can walk. Jonathan Mingo can walk. Clowney, I do want back. I'll do the overpay and then 1 year contract, $16 million, and he re-signs with the team. You'll love to see it. Everyone else here, I'm just not interested in re-signing. Geno Smith, actually, just 1 year. I'll offer him that, and he would rather test free agency than be a backup again. All right. Dude, Aiden Hutchinson is here. Like, can I really ignore this? Come on, $42 million a year. Can I really ignore that? We're leading, so hopefully we don't sell that. Who is Kamari Connor? Who is this? Why is he a superstar X Factor? He looks really good. And of course, you know, Aiden Hutchinson doesn't accept the deal, but we get Jason Sanders, Blake Gilligan on special teams, and I get Trent Simpson at middle linebacker. And once again, another top 10 pick. I really don't need anything else for the team other than my team to develop. I may play a 5th year, and if that's the case, Jadeveon Clowney won't last that long. So I'm looking at Darren Tracy here. And a pursuit, a tackle. He doesn't need any coverage skills. I mean, his athleticism, elite speed, great acceleration, great strength. He looks good. I'm going to pull the trigger on Darren Tracy here out of Penn State. Value 11, ranked number 9, normal development. That sucks, but it is what it is. After having such an amazing draft in the previous year, not so good this year, no developments from what I picked. 76 overall for Darren Tracy, no development. This guy, the middle linebacker, normal dev. This guy I picked. Defensive tackle, normal development, then all these other extras I did not select. But it looks like the AI got a 71 overall defensive back in the later rounds. Solid pick. Hidden development. I'm honestly going to cheat and just look what he has. Yes, you can cheat and look at their development just by looking at this. Star development, not that big of a deal. This is the team after the draft. Wolf is going to be the number 1. Xavier Legette, I guess, is going to be playing the 3. The AI picked up this secondary back named Biddle. Sure, why not? Everyone else looks pretty good. 87 overall team. It's solid. Maybe we'll play a 5th year just so that way I can use the potential of the guy that I drafted, this guy, Darren Tracy. I'm going to move him down to right end. And then everything else here looks pretty solid. Now we're an 87 overall team after I move some things around. Either way, I like the setup that we have. We're going to have Xavier Legette playing as the 3 and in the slot this year. Everything else seems fine. Benford is in the slot. We got Green. Why is Trent Simpson coming off the edge? Put Clowney off the edge. Oh my gosh. Why is my AI so unbelievably retarded 90% of the time? And now I'm going to be picking up Matthew Stafford just for the mentor tag once again. But let's see if we can make the playoffs in the 4th and potentially the final year. And we actually make the playoffs at 9-8 here. You know what? I'll take it. We shouldn't be here, but we're a 7th seed. I'll take it. Stats and awards. Our QB, I mean, our pass rating improved at least. 22nd best offense, 12th best defense. I mean, I guess Jonathan Brooks isn't doing as bad as I thought he was, well, as good as I thought he was, but 103 pass rating, 12 interceptions is still a little bit too much, but it's a lot better than 21, 28 touchdowns, almost 4,000 yards, a lot more conservative this year. Only 4.0 per carry, 17 touchdowns is great though, 1 fumble, so Jonathan Brooks definitely not the problem. Xavier Legette, another 1,000-yard season, but this time it's 1,100 yards, 9 touchdowns. Sheldon Wolf, 6 touchdowns, 1,000 yards. And then Jamie Pagan, 3 touchdowns, 700 yards, outperforming Deontay Johnson, other than the touchdowns, of course. Gil Greenberry with 124 tackles, 13 tackles for a loss. What a season from him. And then 20 tackles for a loss for Derek Brown, 16 for Jeremiah Green, 13 for Gilberry, 11 for Clowney. Sacks, 11 for Clowney, 10 for Green, 7.5 for Brown, 5 for Vincent. I mean, do I sign Clowney again? He's what? He's 34, 35 years old? I mean, he's so good. Do I really Do I really leave him this time? I mean, I drafted someone else. I can't just keep forcing him to be here, but maybe if I play a 5th season, we'll see. Christian Benford with 2 interceptions, safeties on the team, none, and 0 defensive touchdowns. Can EA please just give me one win here against the Minnesota Vikings to move on to the divisional round? And we do. Here to face the 13-4 Cowboys. We're probably going to lose, even though our overall and our offense is better than the Cowboys. Their defense is 1 overall higher, but still, let's see if we can beat the Cowboys at home to move on to the conference championship. Here we are versus the Cowboys. They're going to open up with the punt. We're going to start with a punt as well. 3-0 for the Cowboys. 7-3 as we take the lead. 7-6. Defense doing some nice stuff, and then they have, of course, allowed a touchdown as soon as I say it, but 10-13 at half, as 17-13, 24-13. We take the lead. There's no way. I don't want to jinx it, but still 24-19, 31-19, as we are going to actually beat the Cowboys and move on to the conference championship. And here we are to face the 10-7 Philadelphia Eagles. We have overall better offense, better defense, better overall team in general. Let's see if we can beat them to move on to the Super Bowl. Here we are versus the Eagles. They're going to open up with nothing. We're going to start with 7. Good start for the team. We're going to make it a 10-0 game against the Eagles. They're going to finally score 7 on the board, get that goose egg off there. And then 17-7, 17-10 at halftime. We open up half with a punt, but then we still score regardless. 24-17, just hold the lead. Our offense is performing amazing today. 31-24, and we're going to hold off the Philadelphia Eagles. And somehow the 9-8 Carolina Panthers with my boy Gabriel Beckham are going to the Super Bowl. And before I forget, oh no, there's no more Bryce Young. Where did he go? They have Keith Lacy now on the Browns. And I guess Bryce Young just up and retired. He had enough of our shit. This is ABC order for passing numbers. Does it not show people who didn't do anything? Okay, I guess I have to sort by QB and not just by passing numbers. Bryce Young here is on the Washington Commanders at a 78 overall, and he is a backup behind Jaden Daniels. Unfortunate. Here we are to face the 8-9 Steelers. I mean, I would say it's the most poverty Super Bowl, but the Steelers do have 6 Super Bowl wins, but like 8-9 versus 9-8, come on. For the team upgrades, offensively, we look the exact same, but we're an 88 overall team, so I guess it's really not that bad. Jeremiah Green, I forgot his first name. Jeremiah Green goes to superstar development. It's crazy to me how Jadeveon Clowney's been so consistent for us. He's 34 years old, and 4 seasons in a row, he put up at least double-digit sacks. I'm giving this man superstar development. I know he's super old, this, that, and the other. He's been so consistent for us. There's no way I'm not going to give him superstar development. Some people can call it cheating. I don't care. And then Greenberry goes to superstar development. Fuller goes to superstar X Factor. You love to see it. The team looks great. Now let's see if we can prevent the 8-9 Pittsburgh Steelers. By the way, this is the most Mike Tomlin thing to do. The Steelers always weasel their way into the playoffs somehow, but let's see if we can beat them to get our first ever Super Bowl win. The black and blue versus the black and yellow. The Steelers start out with 3. We respond with 3. Of course, we get the ball at half. I love that. 10-3 against the Steelers. Defense holding strong. 10-6 at halftime. We open up half with 3 points. They're going to respond with nothing. We're going to respond with nothing. They're going to respond with nothing. And finally, their defense takes over. 13-13. We have the ball. Key moments here. End game drive. I'm going to drain this clock and then get into field goal range, and then I'm, of course, going to let the AI kick the ball because I have no idea how to do that on this Madden. 1st and 10, trying to drain this clock here. Oh, why did nobody pick up Patrick Queen? 3rd down and 7. Let's see what we're going to have. Maybe, I have this superstar tight end, Pagan here. He's going to go up the field. It's going to be a 1st and 10. Let's run, hurry up. 1st and 10 once again. Let's give it to Jonathan Brooks, just right up the middle. The Steelers are taking timeouts. They're not going to be able to stop us. 2nd down and 7, right back to Jonathan Brooks, and it's going to be a 1st down. It doesn't matter how many timeouts they take now. I'm going to drain this clock to 1 second, then let the AI take over. 2nd down and 13 to the outside. Jonathan Brooks trying to get a truck here. He powers forward. Oh no, and I accidentally clicked the kick thing. Can I please stop? Please, someone take over for me. I'm terrible at these. Press for accuracy. Okay, got it. I think I got it. No. Oh my gosh, this is why I don't kick. I didn't even aim it. I didn't even aim the thingy. Oh my gosh. This is why I don't kick. Oh, and are they going to score? Did I screw this for myself? They're going to score. I'm going to go down the field, get the 2-point conversion. I can't believe I did that. I'm so upset. 1st and 10. We're handing this off to Jonathan Brooks. Once again, only 5 yards. That's fine. 2nd down and 5. Right back to Jonathan Brooks here to the outside. Great blocks up the field. 1st and 10. Pressed up on Wolf. Oh, I think he might have him. Wolf to the outside. Wolf got it. Wolf to go into the end zone, and he's not going to have the speed. He only has 89 speed, but it's 1st and goal. I'm going to probably just try and pound this in with Jonathan Brooks. Wow, they put TJ Watt on the inside. He is fed up. 2nd down and goal. Going to get it to Deontay Johnson. Move up the field. Deontay Johnson almost has it. 3rd down and goal. Gonna run hurry up. Let's see what we have. You know what? I'm going to run... Do I run the alert bubble? They're all over the bubble, but Jonathan Brooks is going to power forward, and we're going to get into the end zone here, and I am going to take over here. Do not let him kick the field goal. I am not going for the PAT. Why would you ever do that? Let's just end the game right here instead of allowing the Steelers a chance to get the ball back. Let's see if Wolf can get off Minka here. Can he do it? He's not going to, so I'm going to have to go to the outside, and he's got it for the touchdown. That's going to be Pagan. Jamie Pagan is going to seal the deal, and your Carolina Panthers will win their 1st ever Super Bowl in history to the bummy 8-9 Pittsburgh Steelers. And of course, we did it without Bryce Young. Zach Bush is the new Steelers quarterback. We didn't do that too good either with Gabriel Beckham. I wonder who's going to win the league MVP. I hope it's the kicker. Your Super Bowl MVP is somehow Gabriel Beckham with a below 100 pass rating and 1 touchdown for 1 reception. Patrick Mahomes wins another league MVP, and there are no awards here for the Panthers as Keith Lacy, the Browns' new quarterback, wins Rookie of the Year. Poor Bryce Young. But without Bryce Young, in 4 years, we did win a Super Bowl. We were 7-10 for the first 3 years, but hey, a win is a win, and that will be it for this video. I thank you guys all for watching. Let me know down in the comments below which team you want me to rebuild next, and I'll see you guys all in the next one.